WTF Dog Training Where the Truth Matters. Today we're going to look at fireworks. We've gained information from a leading fireworks supplier. Why fireworks should not be banned. Dynamic Fireworks has their say.
Dynamic says, why the government won't ban fireworks. The UK government has not decided to ban fireworks for the general public due to several reasons. Cultural significance. Fireworks are deeply rooted in traditions and are a significant part of the UK's cultural heritage. They are used in various festivals and celebrations, bringing communities together and generating funds for local groups and charities. Practical feasibility. Banning fireworks would complicate enforcement, as cross-border sales and online trade would be difficult to regulate. History shows that overly strict restrictions often lead to illegal markets. Safety and responsible use. Most people use fireworks safely and appropriately, and the government has laws in place to address misuse. The government is committed to engaging with stakeholders to gather evidence on the impact of fireworks and to ensure the safety of the public. In the UK, displays on Guy Fawkes Night, New Year's Eve, Diwali, and many other festivals are fixtures in local calendars. Fireworks bring communities together, provide shared spectacle, and often generate funds for local groups, charities, or bonfire societies. Removing private fireworks could erode that sense of collective celebration and shared heritage. Economic and industry considerations. A ban on fireworks could cause significant disruption in the fireworks supply chain and industry. Many small businesses, retailers, and pyrotechnic professionals depend on seasonal sales. Shifting entirely to professional-only displays might strain supply and increase costs. Responsible users versus misusers. Opponents of a total prohibition often argue that banning fireworks penalizes responsible users for the misdeeds of a minority. The logic is that better enforcement, education, and regulation can reduce misuse more effectively than an outright ban. For many enthusiasts, fireworks used safely and respectfully cause no harm. The government has so far chosen to retain regulated access while curbing bad actors via fines, licensing, and local restrictions. Practical limits of enforcement and unintended consequences. Banning all fireworks is not only a matter of legality, but also of practical feasibility. Enforcing a total ban is complicated, especially given cross-border sales, online trade, and private use. History shows that overly strict restrictions often lead to illegal markets. During parliamentary debates, concerns have been raised that a total ban on consumer fireworks could make it difficult to monitor supply and demand, which could lead to unsafe, untested products entering circulation. Incremental regulation rather than prohibition. The current British framework already imposes a series of restrictions on sales periods, noise thresholds with a maximum of 120 decibels, no fireworks between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. with a few exceptions, and permits for professional shows. Rather than banning fireworks altogether, many believe that refining these rules, improving education, enforcing misuse and promoting quieter or less harmful fireworks is a step forward. This approach acknowledges concerns about noise, the environment and safety, while maintaining access for responsible users.
Well, there you have it, one of the industry's major suppliers of fireworks. Dynamic Fireworks. What I'd first of all like to say, no mention about the effect fireworks have on animals. But that was to be expected. What I'd like to do is pick the comments apart, if I'm able to, and not in a biased way. First, let's look at cultural significance. Well, I'd have to agree here fireworks are deeply rooted in traditions and have been a significant part of the UK's cultural heritage. Since 1605, over 400 years. On the 5th of November. Yes, they are used in various festivals and celebrations, bringing communities together and generating funds for local groups and charities. But that's never been the problem is the general public letting fireworks off from around the 30th of October until the weekend after the 5th of November, at any time from dusk till after midnight. The law allows fireworks up until 11 p.m., unless a license has been provided. It's our opinion fireworks should only be allowed to be used on the one night of the year, the 5th of November. In the UK, the only festival is Guy Fawkes Night. New Year's Eve, Diwali, weddings and many other festivals are not part of the British culture. So, in my opinion, saying it is part of our culture really does not hold water, thereby the police have the power to act. it's against the law to be letting fireworks off at any other time than the 5th of November. Practical feasibility, saying that restriction can cause illegal imports really should not be a factor. We have our customs. Customs should be able to take of this issue, and let's face it. If there should be a ban, other than anyone holding a display who have been granted a license. Setting fireworks off without a license, the police should deal with that as fireworks can be seen. It's not anything like importing shoes or even drugs. After all, the clothing market is full of copies which would be difficult to enforce, but fireworks can be seen and heard for miles. Not sure that argument holds much water. Safety and being responsible. I agree it may be a few bad apples that are irresponsible for setting fireworks unsafely. But you can also say that for a few irresponsible parents that hadn't put a child's car seat in, or a few that didn't wear seatbelts, only a few people drink and drive, but all these things have been laws to protect us. If banning fireworks saves just one life, it has to be worth it, whether that is a human or animal. How do animals suffer from noise? Let's look at how animals exhibit emotions on noise, and we will also look at how light flashing affects them as well. Companion animals like dogs, cats, and horses suffer. Our companion animals. Many pet guardians know the toll that fireworks take on anxious animals, whose hearing is far more sensitive than our own. In a recent study, approximately 23% or about 11,500 dogs were reported to veterinary surgeries to be fearful of noises. With even higher frequency of fear from fireworks, these were only pets that saw a vet. Thousands more were given sedation before events. This fear response can bring with it tragic consequences. You might remember a number of sad cases that made it into the news in recent years. In 2016, a 10-year-old dog named Maggie was off-leash at the unfenced Trout Lake Dog Park during the afternoon when someone set off fireworks. Scared and disoriented, Maggie took off running and was hit by a heavy goods vehicle. In 2019, a cat named Spot had to be euthanized after becoming frightened by garden fireworks and was seriously injured in the UK. Just this year, a horse suffered a compound fracture after being spooked by fireworks in the UK and was euthanized. In June, a dog named Jupiter escaped her backyard and lost her life during fireworks display. As you will be aware, several people, including a child, have died due to dog attacks as a direct result of fireworks. Last year, 2024, there was a 66% increase in dog attacks on owners as a direct result of firework noise. Birds panic and flee, causing them harm and death. R.S.P.B. When fireworks are set off, birds are frightened from their nest and take flight in mass. This shocking animation shows the explosive movements before and after fireworks were lit to ring in the new year. Birds aren't equipped to fly at night, when fireworks displays are typically held, which puts them at a major risk of flying into objects such as trees, vehicles, and buildings. The most infamous case of mass bird deaths occurred in Arkansas, when New Year's fireworks caused the deaths of about 5,000 birds. Wild animals become frightened and abandon their young. Wild animals experience fear and disorientation in response to fireworks, which can cause them to flee into dangerous locations like roadways. Wildlife rescue organizations report that loud and startling fireworks displays cause animals to abandon their young in their nests and dens. Do the flashes hurt dogs' eyes? Unfortunately, I have been unable to find any survey done on the flashes for fireworks on pets' eyes. However, I did manage to find one done on camera flashes. The impact of a camera flash on dogs' eyes is generally minimal. While dogs can experience temporary discomfort or disorientation from sudden bright lights, such as camera flashes, this is usually short-lived and not harmful in the long term. The intensity and duration of the flash are crucial factors in determining its potential harm. Dogs have a higher tolerance for bright lights compared to humans, and their eyes have a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, which enhances low light vision. Repeated exposure to extremely intense or prolonged bright lights could theoretically stress the retina or cause discomfort. Although not really relevant, I thought I would add this part. With fireworks, simply closing the curtains would be sufficient. Wild animals don't have that choice, but as in this survey, with animals the flash it seems to be less of an affect. Pollution. Fireworks events such as Guy Fawkes Night and Diwali have been found to result in higher concentrations of air pollution detrimental to human health. London Air, 2019. This is due to both fireworks and bonfires. Fireworks also produce heavy metal particles and toxins which can be detrimental to human health. Further research is required to determine whether the amounts produced are more than negligible. McClendon, 2018. Firework housing can be a significant cause of litter because of the inclusion of non-biodegradable parts. Fireworks and animal health. The effects of noise on animal behavior depends not only on its intensity decibels, its frequency hertz, and its duration and pattern, including vibration potential, but also on the hearing ability of the animal species and breeds, the age and physiological state of the animal at the time of exposure. It also depends on the noise exposure history of the animal and to the predictability of the acoustic stimulus. The noise threshold expected to cause a behavioral response by cattle is 85 to 90 decibels. Domestic animals exposed to aircraft noises of 120 to 135 decibels showed no injury and became accustomed to intermittent levels. Aircraft noise at 120 decibels apart from a raised heart rate at the time of stimulus, no other effects were noted, although this has been questioned in more recent studies. Dogs were used as a reference in the RSPCA report below. The auditory systems of humans and dogs are similar, so it is likely that noise levels that damage human hearing will have the same effect on dogs. Garvey. Stellar. Destruction and in some breeds aggression. An overstimulated dog can become so stressed it may look for ways to escape the stresses. This has in the past seeing pets burst through windows. With the advent of double glazing, this has resulted in a 95% reduction. The Welfare of Farm Animals Regulations, WOFAR, state, in Schedule 5, laying hens, and Schedule 8 Part 2, pigs, that those animals must not be exposed to a sudden noise. Pigs should not be exposed to noise levels of above 85 decibels. Regulation 1099/2009 on the welfare of animals. Article 3.1 that animals shall be spared any avoidable pain, distress or suffering. In the past 9 years the BHS has received incident reports describing 272 fireworks-related incidents, 98 horses injured and 20 horse fatalities. BHS. The Animal Welfare Act 2006 recognizes the importance of allowing animals to express their normal behaviors. This freedom is part of the 5 freedoms that animals have, which include freedom from hunger, thirst, discomfort, fear, distress, and pain. The Act emphasizes that animals should be able to exhibit their natural behaviors without fear or distress, which is crucial for their overall welfare. Graham, I guess there you have it. Is there a compelling reason to keep this 500 years tradition, with the noise pollution and the other facts I have researched? I feel well yes, we could have the firework night, but without the bangs and reducing it to the 5th of November. Or moving the displays to the weekend after. We have seen in the past with the smoking ban, drink driving, seatbelt laws etc. If the government really wanted to ban, they definitely could. I think some legislation or laws could be introduced. But as Dynamic Fireworks says, the sellers would lose income, and thereby reduce the tax revenue. I feel if the shops stopped selling fireworks, it wouldn't reduce their income significantly. I definitely feel that a ban on fireworks would make a difference to both human and animals. But I'm only here just to find the facts. And this is just my opinion. I've tried to be unbiased with what I found, but I'll leave this to your own opinion. Do you think there is sufficient evidence to ban fireworks? WTF Dog Training, we offer the facts without the bull. We call upon experts in their own field to give advice. Giving you the best in training, dispelling the myths, legends and bad training we see flooding the internet. Working in conjunction with the Happy Dog Training Academy. Like, share and subscribe for more valuable information. This podcast came to you from WTF Dog Training. Thank you for your time. I'm Graham, your host, Master Dog Trainer and Canine Behaviorist.